What's up, you friggin' geniuses? So, in this video, I'm going to teach you how to simplify variable expressions that have square roots. Now, the first thing you need to understand is how a square root and an exponent work together, or basically cancel each other out, okay? So let's start here at the top left. Here I have the square root of 3 squared. What would your answer be? Well, your answer would simply be 3. Because if I work this out, well, let's simplify this. What is 3 squared equal to? Well, that's equal to 9, right? So what we're really doing is taking the square root of 9. And what is the square root of 9? 3, which is what we got up here. Okay, so the shortcut way of solving these is just realizing that the square root right here and the exponent, 2, cancel each other out. So since those cancel each other out, all we have here is 3, so our answer is 3. So knowing that, we can apply the same theory to a variable, okay? So down here we have the square root of x squared, right? But we know that the square root and the squared number cancel each other out. So all we have here is x, so our answer is also just x, okay? So now that you know how to solve those, let's move into some slightly more complicated examples. And we even have a little 3-step process that you can write down or just memorize. So the first step is going to be divide. The second step, simplify. The third step, combine. Okay, so let me show you how we apply this. So this example I have right here is the square root of 16m squared. So again, my first step right here is divide, right? What do I mean by divide? Well, what you're going to do is divide your whole number from your variable with the exponent that's attached to it, okay? And then we're going to take the square root of each one individually. Okay, so I'm going to divide the whole number from my variable that has the exponent attached to it, okay? And then we're going to take the square root of each one individually, okay? So now we're going to simplify these. So let's start here. What is the square root of 16? Well, that's equal to 4, right? And here, what is the square root of m squared? Well, again, we know the square root and the squared exponent cancel each other out, right? So here we just have m, so then this is equal to m, right? So this simplifies to just m. Okay, now what? Well, according to the last step, we just combine. Okay, so we got 4, we got m. We're going to combine them together to get 4m, or 4 times m. So then this would be your final answer, okay? So the square root of 16m squared simplifies down to just 4m. Okay, so hopefully that wasn't too bad. Let's do a couple more examples and then I think you'll start getting the hang of it. So here we have the negative square root of 81a squared. Okay, so how would you solve this? Well, whenever you have a negative out here in front, what I would do is just ignore it for now, okay? Don't forget it, don't get rid of it. You can think of it as we're just placing it to the side right now. Okay, so we're just going to place it to the side for a second. So now we're just going to solve this, the square root of 81a squared. So again, how do you simplify this? What's the first step? Well, the first step, again, is going to be divide. Okay, so we're going to divide the whole number from your variable that has the exponent attached to it. Okay, so we're going to put 81 here, and we'll put a squared right there. And then all you have to do is take the square root of each one individually, okay? So then the second step is just simplify, right? So what is the square root of 81? Well, that's equal to 9. And then what's the square root of a squared? Well, the square root cancels out the square exponent, right? So the square root of a squared simplifies to just a, okay? And then the last step is just combine. Okay, so we got 9, we got a. We're going to combine those to get 9a. But remember, we had a negative sign at the beginning, right? Don't forget your negative sign if it's there. So since we had a negative sign out here in front, all you do is carry it out to here in front. Okay, so my answer would be negative 9a. Okay? All right, now let's do one last example, and as you can see, it has 3 different terms in it. So we have the square root of 36x squared y squared. So again, what's your first step? Divide. We're going to divide the number from the variable. But if we have more than one variable, like we do here, right, we have x and y, right? So we need to give each of those their own square root. So I'm going to split this up into 36, x squared, and y squared, okay? And then everything gets a square root on it. Boom. Okay, so our second step is just simplify. So let's simplify these. So the square root of 36 is 6, okay? The square root of x squared is just x, right? And the square root of y squared is just y. Okay, so we simplified our answers. Then the last thing is just combine everything, okay? So 6, x, and y, we would combine that all together as 6x, y. So that would be your final answer. All right, guys, so that is how you simplify variable expressions with square roots. So I hope the examples were helpful. If they were, definitely leave a thumbs up down below. And if you still have any questions or want to see any other examples, just let me know in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to try and help you out. There's also a playlist attached at the end of the video, so if there's any other topics, including more things on square roots and radicals that you need help with, definitely go check those out, and I'll see you there.